In today's video, we're going to talk about the Flash movie, which is coming out in round about 16 days. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Wish you here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monster-based verse videos that we do on this channel. If you could, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and let me know down below, do you actually believe what the director says? And also, check us out on Instagram at Wish You to See. The beautiful face behind the beautiful face, and also check us out on Twitter, Wish2G. Right, let's get into this video. So, I've come across a bunch of marketing for the Flash movie, and believe it or not, Andy Muschietti is actually part of the marketing for the movie, but in a strange way. He's dropping huge spoilers. Okay, cool story, bro. Okay, cameos, ruining a cameo is a spoiler, but it's very strange to me. As someone who's covered this kind of content for the last 5 years, it's very strange to me why the review embargo is not lifting until, I believe it's 3 days before the movie comes out officially. And then people are like, yeah, but they haven't screened the full movie, so you can't do reviews on a movie when it's not the final cut. Cool story, bro. Sure, Andy Muschietti has said the fan screenings, which people actually have to pay for. You know, these fan screenings, which it's not a fan screening because if you have to pay for it, the studio should be paying. So I found out recently you have to pay to attend a fan screening, which isn't even the finished cut. We are literally talking maybe 5% of the movie. It's absolutely nonsensical how people think you can't put a review out for a movie if you haven't seen the full movie. The main narrative of the movie is not going to change. Sticking in more cameos is not going to change anything. Having the post-credit scenes is not going to change your overall review score or your overall review for the movie because the post-credit is not in the movie. It's after the movie's finished. It's for continuity. It's for to set up something in the future, or it's to extend something. So it's all right having all these cute reactions and getting your little quotes on the trailers and billboards and you're thinking you're a top Don or you're thinking you're a top G. But why is the review embargo not lifted when they've screened this movie? I say screened because it's like test screen, because if it wasn't, then the review embargo would be lifted already. It's very weird, and a lot of people I'm talking to in the industry and a lot of people I talk to behind the scenes actually are saying the same things. They're just not saying it publicly. So recently, the movie's director, Andy Muschietti, came out and embarrassed himself. He really did embarrass himself. Now, I don't know whether to believe this or not. I think this is actually a marketing ploy, and really they're going to stick said character, said actor in the movie, so careful for spoilers. So, apparently, the reason why Grant Gustin is not going to get a cameo in this movie or be the Reverse Flash, or is he? If this is a clever marketing ploy to make you think he's not in the movie, then they're going to stick him in the movie and he's playing the Reverse Flash. Because Grant said himself he will never close the door on playing any variation of the Flash. So, the reason why Grant Gustin, the guy who has literally been the Flash for the last 10 years, then you've got Ezra Miller, who has been causing absolute chaos. Factually speaking, that's true. There's literally video footage of it. He's been causing havoc in Hawaii. You want him to be the Flash. Cool story, bro. So Andy Muschietti comes out and says how great of an actor that Ezra Miller, he is one of the best actors I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Okay, cool story, bro. Okay, let's get to the reason why Grant's not in the movie. Apparently, the reason Grant Gustin's not in the movie is because Warner Brothers and the director of the film felt he would overshadow Ezra Miller. But hang on a minute. I don't think Ezra Miller's a very good actor, but that might change. I might change my mind when I watch the movie. So Ezra Miller, someone who is not a very good actor, he's mid at best. Pretty basic actor. In fact, he's not even an A-lister. He's kind of like bottom tier actor in my opinion. So Grant Gustin would overshadow him. Interesting. That is really interesting. Why? Because he's carried the torch of being Barry Allen and being the Flash for such a long time. I hate to tell you this, as much as I like the CW show, in the grand scheme of the things, the Flash show isn't massive. It's not on Game of Thrones level. It's not on Last of Us level. It's quite a small show. So, let me get this straight. You've got Ben Affleck, Batman in the movie. Sure, he's not in the movie very much. He's only in it for a little bit. You've got Michael Keaton, who is basically the co-main lead, but you think Grant Gustin's going to overshadow you. You've got Sasha Kaye Supergirl in the movie. Careful for spoilers, I don't want to ruin your life, but I'm gonna drop all the cameos now just to make a point here. You have Christopher Reeve's CGI footage in this movie, but you're gonna be overshadowed by Grant Gustin. You've got Gal Gadot in this movie. You've got Jason Momoa in this movie, but Grant Gustin, a TV actor who some people have the perception that he's not good enough to be a movie actor, somehow Grant is going to overshadow Ezra when you have some people's best version of Batman. Michael Keaton is some people's Batman, but somehow Ezra is such a good actor that he's going to be overshadowed by Grant Gustin. I think Grant Gustin is a far better actor than Ezra Miller. I may change my mind after watching this movie. I will be unbiased and you'll actually get my real reaction, not the social media reaction where people want clicks on Twitter, which I don't understand because that's not monetized and you're not really gaining anything from it other than making yourself look like an idiot if the movie's not very good. So let me know, is Andy Muschietti saying this because he's lying and really the Reverse Flash is going to be played by Grant Gustin? Is that the real reason? Because it just doesn't make sense to me. There's so many cameos. Let's go over some more. Careful spoilers. George Clooney could be at the end of this movie. Also, Nicolas Cage Superman is going to be in this movie. Yeah, Grant Gustin's going to overshadow you. A cameo role it would overshadow someone who's actually in this movie throughout. Not Michael Keaton, not Sasha Kaye Supergirl, not Michael Shannon Zod, who in Man of Steel played one of the greatest comic book villains ever. But you're going to get outperformed by Grant Gustin, who I think is a very good actor. It doesn't make sense. I could go on and on. I don't want to ruin every single cameo, but we have put the spoiler warning there. You see, it makes no sense. So I really think that Andy Muschietti just confirmed, is Grant in the movie? It doesn't make sense to me. Also in the stupidity news. Okay, I'm not really saying it's their fault, but this is where I seen it. The Flash Film News page posted something. Again, someone else loved it. What I find ridiculous about all these celebrities saying it, Tom Cruise said it apparently. You've got all these people that said it. But the only one who actually tweeted it and said it themselves was Stephen King, who because of the It movies has a big connection to Andy Muschietti because Andy Muschietti did the It movies. Now, apparently, Henry Cavill gave his support to Sasha Kaye Supergirl, which I believe that part. But to come out and say he's seen the Flash movie, he loved it. And then we go to the actual source. Careful for spoilers, and I just give you a bit of advice. When you're going to source these people, just look at their credentials. So, a Twitter account with 2,300 followers. Cool story, bro. 2,300 followers has sent all the stories viral. It's sent this story's literally everywhere. Henry Cavill loved the Flash movie. Now, to play devil's advocate, he could have said this whilst he filmed his cameo for the movie. That was going to be him being stuck in the Speed Force, Ezra Miller Flash, going, oh, so this is where you've been stuck. This is where you've been. And to be fair, Henry Cavill got a hefty payday, allegedly up to $250,000 for literally a few hours. He probably would have spent more time in makeup than he did on set. But this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. And this is common courtesy of Sasha Kaye Supergirl. So people are like, are you questioning Sasha Kaye Supergirl said this? No, I'm not. But if she said it, where is the video clip? Where is the direct quote? There's so many indirect quotes for this movie. Kim Kardashian loves the movie. The Pope loved the movie. Lionel Messi watched The Flash with his family and he loved it. This is not happening for Transformers, the new Transformers movie. Indiana Jones, not happening for that movie. It's happening for Across the Spideyverse, but you're actually seeing the direct source say it. I do find this very weird. The marketing for this movie is so weird. It's so off to the point where they're spending crazy amounts of money. You can't go on YouTube without an advert coming up for it. So they must have plowed so much money into marketing for this movie that it's probably going to have to gross close to $800 million in order to even break even. And I get it. You're going to say, oh, well, Stu, you're being so negative. I'm not. It's just the director himself is ruining things. Recently, he came out and basically confirmed that the Superman scene is real in this movie. He ruined the Superman spider scene with your favorite Superman, which is none other than Nicolas Cage, who is fighting a spider whilst we go through the different realities, the Speed Force, that kind of scene. That is where you're going to see Nicolas Cage. Why is the director coming out and dropping Spoilers. Why do you think Warner Brothers don't care about spoilers? Because you got your own director actually going, yo, Nicolas Cage is in the movie. And I'm thinking, why? So Nicolas Cage is in the movie. You've got CGI footage of Christopher Reeves. You've also apparently got Henry Cavill footage archived from the Justice League 2017 movie. Allegedly, I can't confirm or deny that because the final cut hasn't been shown yet. It will be shown at press screeners as far as I'm aware. So also recently, what did Warner Bros. Also do? They are throwing so much money into this. Super Bowl advert. What else? Recently, like the movie comes out in just over 17 days. So what else do? They throw heavy marketing into an NBA game last night. And these adverts cost millions of dollars. They're not cheap. It's not cheap to throw an advert in a very important NBA game. It's costing millions of dollars to do that, if not hundreds of thousands. Why do they need to do that when it is literally everywhere? You've got Kim Kardashian, you got Kylie Jenner, you got the Pope, you got the UK Prime Minister. You've got everyone saying they've watched the movie and they loved it. But what's interesting is they all have this punchy line, which is believe the hype. It's fake hype. Why? Because it's not organic. It's not coming from fans. If you pay to go to a fan screener, you're not actually going to be negative. I get it, it's clever marketing, but also stupid marketing, if you ask me. Now, you know me, I'm always 100, I'm always honest, I'm always blunt, and sometimes studios don't like it. But it is what it is. But to use Henry Cavill's name, why? Because you want the Snyderverse fans to come out and go, well, if Henry says it's good, I've got to watch it. Now, to me, it looks really desperate. It really does. I don't disbelieve Sasha Calle's Supergirl got advice, allegedly, from both Henry Cavill's Superman and also from Melissa Benoist, who starred in the Supergirl TV show. But to say he watched the movie and he loves it, a lot of people are taking this out of context. Now, I get it. You're going to call me a Snyder bro, but I'm not. I've probably watched more DC movies and TV shows than most of these people. Calling me Snyder bro, I just call out because it doesn't make sense. I've covered so many Marvel, DC movies over the years, and I can't recall one celebrity coming out and backing it going, yeah, Tom Cruise, this is a movie we need right now. Not Christopher Nolan's movie that's coming out that's the movie we need right now. That looks like a masterpiece. Not a comic book movie that's not even a real interpretation of the Flashpoint paradox. It's kind of like taking minor parts of it, changing it, and if the Reverse Flash doesn't show up in this movie, which we know he doesn't unless it's a post-credit scene, which is very possible, it's just very weird. Who else is going to come out? Put your bets down below. I think Kevin Feige's going to come out next. I really can't wait to see what Kevin Feige says about it. He might come out and say, yo, this is the greatest comic book movie I've ever seen. And yet, we get to the Shazam 2 marketing, Black Adam. No celebrities said anything about it. Let's get The Rock's opinion. What does The Rock think of The Flash? Come on, someone ask The Rock. Pay him $1 million, post on Instagram. I'm sure he would say it's the greatest movie ever. So likewise, guys, let us know if you've watched the movie. Am I being too hyperbolic? Am I being too hypercritical? No, I don't think I am. I'm just blunt and I call out stuff as I see it. This is very weird. I am not a Warner Bros. Partner. I'm just your boy, Warstew. So likewise, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstew. Check us out on Twitter, WarstewG, and I will catch you in a video very soon. Catch you later.